Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation where I go over my favorite emerging trend in technology in the year 2020. If you have either a child, a cousin, a nephew, or niece, or even if you just know anyone who is currently in the American education system, then you are well aware that learning is currently being done through distance learning. Due to current circumstances overtaking the nation, distance education is provided to students who are not physically present at school. So instead, technology is the main center to congregate safely. There are many pros and cons of distance learning, and a lot of new technological advances have created a smoother transition into the online classroom, one of which I have grown to love and enjoy greatly. I am, of course, talking about Nearpod. Before I begin explaining what Nearpod is, I was curious what the community had to say about Nearpod, and commonsense.org had this to say about it. Currently holding 4 stars out of 5, community rating is at 5 stars, offers K to 12th grade curriculum. Pros, students actively participate while teachers receive feedback on student learning. Con, creating and modifying presentations can be time consuming. Overall rating is a 4 stars out of 5. Engaging is a 4 star. Pedagogy is also a 4 star, and support is a 5 star. And again, the community had all but good things to say about Nearpod. I also included some helpful videos for first-time users. A helpful YouTuber that helped me during my beginning stages of Nearpod was Teacher Brett. I found this video the most helpful, and I definitely recommend her channel. Okay, so Nearpod is an interactive platform online that allows teachers to present a lesson that is both engaging and collaborative. Nearpod has a lot of useful features, and it would be about an hour-long video if I describe each feature. So I will only talk about the top 5 best features that make Nearpod an online teacher's favorite tool. So let's get started. As a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Nearpod, and I will only be talking about free features that can be accessed by the free subscription. Number 1. The first feature I want to talk about is Nearpod's easy compatibility. Nearpod allows you to sync an already made PowerPoint from a separate software, such as Google, iOS Notes, Windows Presentation, as well as others. I personally love this feature because I use Google Slides and I am pretty proficient using Google Slides, if I do say so myself. And so being able to sync my Google Slides into Nearpod makes the whole process a lot easier. Google Drive also has a special feature that allows you to add Nearpod as an add-on, which you then have access to Nearpod on Google and create your interactive slides from there. Again, you can either sync your presentation onto nearpod.com and create your interactive slides there, or you can create the interactive slides in your Google Drive itself. I personally like the add-on feature, which just in case I need to go back and edit certain slides, I can do so from Google Drive. Number 2, the second feature that I think is amazing is its variety of interactive activities. Nearpod offers quizzes, polls, matching activity, live field trips, fill in the blanks, and many, many more. Students will not be getting bored through distance learning, that's for sure. It's important to note that Nearpod does offer pre-created lessons ready to use. You can filter your categories in the main page in Nearpod where it says Nearpod Lesson Library. Most of the time, I already have a lesson that I want to teach, so I start with a blank presentation. But if you want to browse through those lessons plans, be my guest. Just make sure the standards correlate depending on which state you live in. Okay, number 3, providing easy access to your audience. After you've created your lesson and integrated all the interactive features, designs, and information content, you're ready to present your lesson. But how do you do that? Well, Nearpod offers many different options to provide access to your audience. Remember what I said about easy compatibility? Well, Nearpod allows you to include your presentation directly in your Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams. It allows you to email the presentation, share in social media platforms, and through the good old link. The classic way of providing your audience access is by having them go to nearpod.com and join with the class code. The code is usually generated once you decide which form of presentation you'd like to give, which brings me to my 4th top feature of Nearpod, Number 4. There are 3 options Nearpod provides you when you decide your presentation is ready to present. You can either choose from live participation, which means students will be following along at your pace. In other words, you control the presentation. Student-paced presentation mode allows students the ability to move on ahead without you during presentation, or the ability for you to assign a Nearpod that you will not need to be present for, similar to assigning a presentation to students. This feature allows you to request student submissions, and it also makes your presentation valid from a specified time frame, giving the students a bit of a deadline to complete it. With student submissions, Nearpod generates progress reports directly to your email. Oh, and the third option for presenting is live participation in a Zoom call. My district does not use Zoom, so I have yet to try this feature out. My last and certainly not least, but rather my favorite feature of them all on Nearpod is the receiving access to reports. I can't even begin to tell you how effective and valuable this feature is. Think about it. As students participate and include their written answers, or take a quiz, or take a fill in the blanks activity, their answers are generated for each individual student and are then compiled together and provided to you directly to your email. So again, there are many, many, many more awesome features Nearpod provides, but I only provided you with my top 5. So if you're curious to find out more, please go check out Nearpod over at nearpod.com. I use Nearpod in my lessons any chance I get, and students have grown pretty proficient in using it. It does take some time for students to get accustomed to Nearpod, and being able to gather all my students at the same website successfully without losing anyone in the process was very difficult at first. I had to invest in a lot of time troubleshooting outside of the synchronous sessions. But with a lot of perseverance and optimism, the process has become a lot faster switching from Microsoft Teams meeting to Nearpod presentation. And believe me when I say students love to use Nearpod. So I hope you found this video useful in any way as I explained my favorite emerging trend in 2020. I pray and hope your distance learning experience becomes more successful after learning about Nearpod. Best of luck and thank you for listening.